What's going on, guys? King Shrats here, back in the video on the channel, and today we have got some, well, kind of late night tacos. I just left the movies. I'll talk about the movie in a bit because I feel like you guys might want to hear this one because this was an unexpected little thing right here. But Taqueria Los Guerros, I've had this on Twitch like the last few times, but I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I've usually had adult beverages and I can't like tell. I think I like it, but I'm not sure. So we went back to Taqueria Los Guerros. There's a bunch of locations in North Jersey where I live. I went to the Garfield location. It's open late, and they're the only one that has these tacos árabes that I really enjoy. So that is what I did today. We only got a couple of things for me, which is 3. But let's see what we got today, man. I haven't looked in here yet, so let's see. Okay, we got our tacos. We love a cheeky taco. So we got some al pastor tacos right there. Got the lime, the onion, the cilantro. You know how the vibes go. And in the middle, this is an alambre. It's alambre camarones. So it literally means shrimp. I don't know why I'm saying basically. This thing costs $13, but it looks kind of small. So that seems like kind of an L. I usually don't get alambres, but I wanted to get a little risky for the biscuit. And I mean, at the end of the day, I hope it tastes good, and that's kind of what matters. So let's see. And last, I got a torta, or a sandwich. Normally I get tacos árabes, right? Which they cook on like a spit, almost like you would make shawarma, but it's, like a Mexican version, kind of. I've legit gone in there and filmed the tacos árabes, but I wanted to try the alambre torta, which is the sandwich version. It's legit the same thing, but it's on a giant bun. And I wanted to try that one. We also have the tortillas, the corn tortillas for the alambres, because you're supposed to kind of just take it, and how you eat it is what you do is you grab it like this, and then you just grab a bunch. It's got meat, cheese, there's usually bacon, peppers, onions, there's salsa I can see on the top, and I said camarones, so there's the shrimp version. Also got the salsa rojo and the salsa verde, red and green salsa, got the lime, and let's do it, man. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to eat. I want to talk about this movie also, but... I went to see a movie today, as I always do when like stuff comes out. I got the AMC Movie Pass, which I've talked about. I think that personally, it's a good deal. It's like $20 a month, and you can see 3 movies a week, which is like physically impossible to actually do. I'm sorry. You know how it goes. From this place, I've eaten a bunch of times. The 2 types of, let me get a little bit verde, meat that I like the most are the tacos árabes meat, and I also love their al pastor. That fatty piece right there. Oh, that is sexy. But the movie I went to see tonight is called The Menu. Basically, just going off the previews, because I don't want to give any spoilers away. This couple goes to a dinner, which is like an exclusive, like $1,200 a plate dinner, and stuff goes left pretty quick. That's pretty much it. But I went to watch it today, and let me tell you, man, I thought it was like one of those like weirdly brilliant movies. I really liked it. I was surprised. I got the camarones alambre. Oh man. Honestly, I'd pay $12 for that for how it tastes. That's good. That's really good. Let's go the verde on here too. Yeah, that's good. That's fantastic. This place is like, the way you order and the way you get your food, similar to like a Chipotle, but like with actual Mexican food. So it takes a little bit longer. But they got tacos, burritos, alambres, tortas, and a lot of other different stuff. Like I said, there's like 13 locations at this point, so they don't even need me. They don't need my help. But it is a dub. But yeah, it was just one of those movies that I just thought was really brilliant. The acting in the movie was good. It's mainly done with like one location. There's not a lot of sets. It's just, I love movies personally. Where there's minimal like sets and designs and not big budget. So because of the reason I do, it's because you can't rely on all of the other stuff. You have to have substance to engage an audience for an hour and 40 minutes and be in a room. You know, not a lot of locations. And when the plot sort of unveils itself, you're like, oh wow. So, I thought it was really brilliant. The other thing I really liked about the movie, it does not waste time. It doesn't waste time with background character development because I also got some nacho chips here. It's not necessary for the movie. The character development happens during the movie. You find out more about the characters by design as the movie goes on, as the plot starts to unveil itself. And I really like those kind of movies because it's not a bloated runtime. I think the total runtime of the movie was maybe an hour and 40 minutes. And there's no filler stuff in between. It's not trying to be this grandiose thing. It's just relying on story, and acting, and things of that nature. And when I just want to watch a movie, I don't always want to see like a spectacle. You know, I feel like all the movies these days, everybody's trying to win an Oscar. You know, everybody's trying to like make this giant grandiose thing, and a lot of movies got away from what going to the movies for me was about. And this movie is that for me. You know, I'm not there for 4 hours. I'm not trying to wait to the post-credit scene and all that other stuff. Like, I'm just here to watch a movie, walk away, and be like, okay, I like that movie, or I dislike that movie. And that's what the movies were always about for me. As a teenager, I used to go to movies all the time. Me and my boys, like, we would go like every other weekend, because back then movie tickets were like, back then. Oh, your boy's old. You know, you're talking late 2000s. And we would just like, movie tickets back then were like $9, bro, like $9, $10. So now they're like $27. That's why I have the movie pass. So because of that, I go to a lot more movies. I don't even know how I'm gonna pick this thing up. You know, this is, now I'm splitting hairs, but look, here's the meat. Nice and charred, man. Can I get you, like, look at that right there. Don't look at my nail, bro. Stop being weird. I love the char on that. I gotta break this open, man. I can't. There we go. This thing's not trying to be fancy. Onions, cilantro, and some good vertical spit. Oh, that needs some salsa, but that is delicious. Let's do this. Oh, a little verde. A little verde. A little green stuff, too. I'm trying to bite it as I'm already chewing something. That's how you know you're fat. Fantastic. That one's good. I was a little disappointed in how the size of this was, but I actually think it's pretty much a lot of food in here. Because I've been eating it and I barely scratched the surface of it, so that's not bad. Sometimes I guess I'm blind. But this is, look at this. But this movie, like I said, it just got really to the point. Like, it wasn't trying to do all this extra stuff. And I thought the acting, especially by the leads, which was Voldemort. Ralph Fiennes, the guy who plays Voldemort in Harry Potter. I just thought he was like, so good at the role of what he was trying to portray. He's the chef in the movie that is running the show. But I walked away from that, actually. I didn't have high expectations for it. And now I'm like, I feel like, I haven't looked at any reviews, but I feel like people are going to rock with this. It was a dope movie. I know that I always tell people, like, don't bother going to the theaters, but if you're a person who likes going to the theaters and you have, like, the AMC pass, it's definitely worth a watch. And it's been a while since I've said that, other than, like, the bigger movies, like Black Panther, etc. For me, that's what movies are about. But didn't try to outsmart itself. But at the same time, it's more of, like, a black comedy, and it is extremely satirical. like extreme. Like you're gonna walk away with certain kinds of things, and as a foodie, seeing the way that these people were trying to talk about food and describe their food, I'm like, oh my goodness, you know. So I enjoyed the hell out of it. But I feel like it's been a while since like the smaller movies that I went to watch, I've had anything good to say about it. And believe it or not, this was one of the more enjoyable movies this year. I'm not saying top 5, but I've been to like 30 movies. It's definitely like higher up. No, but I just wanted to. I wasn't even gonna bring this up, to be honest. But when I walked out of the theater, I was like, nah, I gotta talk to the fam about this. I gotta tell y'all. W movie, man. But yeah. Also, I want to talk about something else, which to further my original movie etiquette conversation. 2 things I have this time. Last time we talked about people kind of having to go to the bathroom like 62 times, and I understand some people might have bladder issues, but sometimes you gotta hold it a little bit, you know? Especially in the theater I'm in, there's recliners, you gotta constantly, you know, but that's not what I'm here to talk about this time. That's okay, we move. Here's my thing this time. If you're gonna go to the movies, I don't care what, whether man, woman, whatever, don't wear too much perfume, cologne. There was a couple that walked in, and they like were bathed in cologne. It was like to the point where it made my eyes tear, you know? I feel like sometimes people, let me get one of these. Go a little OD with the smell good. You know, you don't need like 57 sprays. You know, like some people do that's it. That's all you need. You know what I'm saying? The point of cologne and perfume. Someone should have to get close to you to smell you. If I can smell you from arm's distance, arm's length, you got too much on. And this woman had on a ton of cologne. I think they were on a date or something. They looked a little hugged up, which is cool. Man, I ain't got nothing to do with that, but you know, when you go out, man, some people be doing work way too much on the cologne front. Look at this, bro. So the whole movie, I had him next to me, and I was like, man, I don't know how much of this I could take. The second one, more and more people are doing some crazy stuff at the movies, bro. The movie theaters that I go to, because there's a couple in rotation, they're the AMCs, but they're more of the upscale ones that all the theaters have recliners and, you know, things like that. I prefer that because I don't like to be in a theater where, you know, you're in like an uncomfortable chair for that long. So they don't cost any more. So if you have one, I would do that. But there's also a bar in the theater, like literally like a fully stocked bar where you can go and buy adult beverages before, and you can take it into the theater, you know. And sometimes they have like specials, like I know they had one for Thor, they had a different one for Black Panther, where they use like, I think Thor had like a tropic sun kind of thing. But anyway, because of that, there's people that, you know, have a couple of adult beverages while they're at the movie. Not a big, that's not the complaint. This isn't even a complaint, this was more of an observation. Some dude walked in right before the movie started. I get that people sneak stuff in. Like, trust me, I've talked about this before. I'm not nobody's police. And you know, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But this is, I've never seen. A dude walked in right when the previews ended, so he was like, you know, a little late. Older gentleman, I would probably say he was somewhere around like late 40s, early 50s. By himself. With a backpack on. Now, because of the way that I'm built, when I see stuff that looks abnormal, I start to, you know, I can need to assess the situation. So I'm like, what's in the bag, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a little off. I got a bag. I'm gonna move it there, so I guess you would call me vigilant. I'm checking him out. I gotta see what's going on. So for the first 10 minutes of the movie, I'm trying to see, because I keep seeing he takes the bag off, is in the chair next to him, and I'm trying to see if he reaches for the bag. What's in the bag? My man pulled out a 6-pack of beer, bro, in his bag. My man pulled out a 6-pack of Bud Light. And I swear to you, the movie theater is just quiet as fuck. You know, to hear the can, I'm like, oh man, this man, he was in the seats like I could see because I'm looking down. My man pulled out a 6-pack of beer, he drank the whole thing, I heard 6. Now, I'm not trying to make fun of somebody like that, but I've never seen somebody do something like that. Because I feel like if you're doing that, you might be going through some stuff and you might, you know, so everybody deals with things differently. But that was the first. I ain't never in my life seen nothing like that. Now, he sat there and you could hear it, but he burping and shit. Excuse me for cursing. Sorry. My man didn't care. I actually, as a person who I feel like I don't really care, I aspire to have that level of I don't care. Where you're just like, whatever. But he drank them all. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Now, I hope that he wasn't an idiot after he had his beverages. And I hope he called an Uber. I didn't see. But when he walked out of the theater, he looked like he felt it a little bit, you know? So, if you're an adult, man, be careful with that kind of stuff. I'm not here to be anybody's dad. But be careful with that kind of stuff. It's dangerous. So, I hope he called an Uber. I really hope he called an Uber. But I ain't never seen nothing like that. I've seen people sneak whole Popeyes chicken meals, and I think I'm okay, but not that. Cans? You know what I'm saying? He could at least use like a can opener. Had a bottle this way, it was like loud. But most people in movies are chill because they be, you know, they taxing. So I'm mad at that. And one more thing. AMC recently, I got to give them credit because they had some nice little promo stuff. Last week for Black Panther, which is still there in the menu, they had like a Sprite, like I think it was called Mixed Berry Sprite for Black Panther, which was a dub. This time, they had a winter blend of Sprite. I said, oh, say less. They had Vanilla Frost Sprite, and what I got, which was cream soda. This is diet. They had two, diet and regular. Cream soda Sprite. And it's good. It tastes like cream soda, but it has that same lemon lime Sprite. Dubbish. I completely forgot about this. Like I was just thirsty right there. But, yeah. I just wanted to check in, man. Tell you about this movie. Give me some dope tacos. And chill out. Also, I'm gonna try to do some cooking videos. I'll be honest with you. Cooking at this point, because my schedule is so busy, is so inconvenient because it takes more time. And it gets less engagement, but I did enjoy doing it yesterday. And there's a good amount of you that do as well. So, maybe once a week, when you get the ball rolling on that. I'm going to try to, because I still enjoy like whipping stuff up. You know what I'm saying? So, I have to bite the bullet and just take the L on the view count and stuff like that, because there's enough people that enjoy it. So, we'll see what we can do. I'll at least get through this big package of meat I got. And there's a lot of it, so it's going to last me all the way through 2022 at the very least. But I want to check in with y'all and do what I do. You know, try a little bit of food. You know, like this stuff. It's late, so this place is open till like 2 o'clock in the morning. So we got a W in our hands. But thank you guys again so much for your support as usual. That's me to end the video. We'll be back tomorrow. More content. I love y'all to hand signs. They made it to YouTube.